The LVOA-C, the 6th assault rifle to be introduced to XDefiant, and might I just say, man, what an impression it leaves. If I may be so bold, guys, I'll dare say this assault rifle is very much up there in the meta, even against the likes of the AK and the ACR. And I've got a couple of builds for you today, guys, that will see you shred with this weapon. G'day there once again, viewers, your mate Kamikaze78 here, and welcome to our review and guide for the LVOA-C assault rifle in XDefiant. As always, folks, this video is chaptered up for your viewing pleasure so you can get the most out of it in your own way. But as always, if you do happen to enjoy the video in any capacity, please be sure to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are pumping out a ton of first-person shooter-related content at the moment, and it would be great to welcome as many of you to the community as possible. Be sure to also check out our Twitch channel, which is the first link in the description down below as well. But let's dive into the LVOA-C stats, and let me just say, guys, this thing is an absolute beast. Alright, so the LVOA-C joined the assault rifle category, which is fast becoming the most saturated category in the game. So my one concern there was how the weapon was going to fit into the batch already and make itself unique, right? Well, let me just say that my nerves were completely squandered when I found out that this thing holds the fastest body shot time to kill in CQC out of the entire assault rifle category. Talk about a strong entry right here. Now, as good as this may be, it doesn't come without a cost. The LVOA-C sports a damage model that drops off at a far more aggressive pace by comparison to most of its competitors in the category, save the MDR, which, by the way, feels completely outclassed by this thing now, in my humble opinion. Anyway, the LVOA-C sports a maximum damage of 17 out to the 32 meter mark, a mid-tier damage of 16 to the 44 meter mark, dropping to a minimum damage of 14 beyond that range. With a corresponding headshot multiplier of 1.4 times, that damage increases to 24, 22, and 20 at those ranges respectively. So anytime you spread your wings with the weapon and engage at range, you're gonna need some pretty serious consistency to get all of those shots on target to actually down the target. And we can see that with our bullet to kill requirements too, demanding anywhere between 6 to 8 shots for a 100 HP target with body shots, or a whopping 8 to 9 shots on a Phantom. Yeah, Phantoms actually feel like a bit of a nightmare to take on with this gun. In saying that though, the benefit of headshots is one that should not be discounted here, dropping those requirements to 5 shots across the board for 100 HP targets, or 5 to 6 shots for a Phantom. I think it goes without saying here, guys, but take notes here. These headshots do not fuck around on this weapon, and it is 100% worth doing, but we'll return to that shortly. Anyways, taking the weapon's fire rate of 800 rounds per minute, we get some time to kills that look a little bit something like this. 375 milliseconds to 525 milliseconds for 100 HP targets with body shots, and 525 to 600 milliseconds for Phantoms accordingly, and an almighty 300 milliseconds on 100 HP targets at any range for headshots, and 300 to 375 milliseconds for Phantoms. Now, just in case you didn't hear me the first time, folks, I'll just re-emphasize it here. That is the fastest time to kill in the assault rifle category for body shots, bar none. The only other weapon that comes close to this is the infamous ACR, but the LVOA-C here just scrapes ahead when all is said and done. But, as we said before, all of this doesn't come without a cost, and that is very much evident in the weapon's recoil. To draw a comparison, getting kicked in the teeth repeatedly just about explains the experience of firing the LVOA-C here, and as we can see, while the recoil per shot may feel pretty minimal, the cumulative recoil over a longer burst ends up feeling like a freight train, with a pretty sharp cut to the right as well, just to make things that little bit more interesting. You'll see I didn't even get all 30 rounds in the mag on target as well with my testing distance, which is consistent across all weapons that I test, so that's incredibly telling as well. Now, unfortunately, the reload time doesn't actually net us any bonuses here either that are worth mentioning. A 2.3 second reload time on a 30 round mag is actually slightly worse than the average that you'll find on other assault rifles, which in the CQC dominant weapon that this isn't exactly what you're looking for. Thankfully, the ADS time and the sprint out time of 250 50 milliseconds apiece is a redeeming quality in the assault rifle category, and actually makes this the snappiest AR across the board when it comes to these movement and handling metrics. So that is also something that I very much want to highlight today here too. But that, in a very detailed nutshell, guys, is the LVOA-C assault rifle from top to bottom. And there's just no other way to put this. This is an M4 with an amped fire rate, worse recoil, and stronger damage fall off over time. And while that may sound like a significant amount of trade-offs for what is essentially a slight buff in the rate of fire, let me tell you right here, guys, it is worth every single trade-off. I know that when you put everything together, guys, it doesn't sound appealing, but I promise you, this gun is worth it and is going to be a mainstay in your builds as soon as you unlock it in the battle pass. The time to kill on this thing absolutely shreds and is very much capable of holding its own against the dominant weapons that sit in the game right now, including the likes of the MP7 and the ACR. I mean, yeah, sure, the MP7 will still outright beat the LVOA-C in close quarters combat with that time to kill differential, but it's not by much. And again, with some good skills and some good movement and an ability to, take an enemy by surprise, you may actually hold a far better chance with this gun over any other assault rifle in the game. The LVOA-C, while yes, drops some of that range flexibility that you'll find elsewhere in the arsenal, I actually still find that it just neatly slots itself into a competitive spot with the majority of XDefiant's map design. Like most of the maps that you'll encounter in XDefiant and what you'd consider a mid-range engagement on those maps, it still feels like the LVOA-C can come to play with the big boys that are designed to excel in those engagement ranges, especially if you can go for those headshots. Because yeah, don't let the body shot metrics fool you here, guys. It's good on paper, but if you can crack those headshots, especially on those phantoms in particular, your results with this weapon are going to grow exponentially. So don't get sloppy just because this weapon has the claim to fame of being, the fastest body shot time to kill in the category. Headshots are not only encouraged, but they're rewarded big time. Unfortunately, the reload speed that is on offer here, while it's not that much worse than its competitors, does leave a little bit left to be desired, and it's going to very much demand both patience and restraint from yourself as a player to not get yourself caught with your pants down. But this is by far, guys, in my opinion, the best CQC assault rifle in the game right now for those who enjoy playing hyper aggressively. A weapon for those who like to have the extra flexibility for mid-range combat where SMGs really begin to struggle, but also still have the most competitive TTK possible for dealing with said SMGs in the long run. Seriously, I foresee this becoming a meta weapon in a lot of people's loadouts once they unlock it in the battle pass, because we're still early days here with XDefiant Season 1. But okay, you finally got around to unlocking this thing. Let's go over some builds and attachment suites that you can use to truly make it a next level weapon. And today I've got two builds for you guys, both of which are CQC orientated in nature, but are slightly different ways in doing it and will be very much decided by what your preferred playstyle is. My first build today is one that I call the Strafing King, and it's all about, really specking into that ADS movement speed, cornering bastards like you're an F1 on a perfectly slick track, and also having that extra magazine size to deal with that couple of extra opponents and affording yourself a bit more flexibility there. We're going to start off with the lightweight barrel here, as well as the leather-wrapped grip. This gives you an insane amount of ADS move speed that it just makes you feel like you're zipping around the map like nobody's business. And just to make matters even better, let's throw the lightweight stock on there as well. This gives us an insane amount of ADS move speed and also affords us a little bit of general movement speed as well. Now, unfortunately, a lot of that move speed gets cut straight down as soon as we equip our next attachment, which is the extended magazine option here. Adding those extra 15 rounds to the LVOA-C, given its already crappy reload time for me in this particular build, does a lot of good for cornering around cover, taking out one target at a time, and having the ammunition that allows you to do so. It's a very good build for, say, slicing the pie, as they call it, culling down opponents one at a time, having that magazine size to do so without needing to afford any downtime, and just abusing your crazy time to kill to do it quickly. Enemies don't really expect to see you coming, and with that extra ADS move speed as well, with that magazine buff, you can sort of just corner quickly and cut a whole bunch of people down really fast. Seriously, give this build a go. It's great for crowd control, and people don't really expect how fast you're going to move while you're being so accurate with that ADS movement speed. This next build out there, however, is just the most balls to the wall, extreme. Let's score the maximum amount of DPS that we can, and let's do it with the best possible handling stats that we can manage under this particular build. And well, you guys are saying that right. We've got the rapid fire barrel and the muzzle booster attached here, which I just want want to say, once we put this combo on here, it gets the LVOA-C's body shot TTK down to 349 milliseconds, which is a whopping 6 milliseconds off of the MP7. At this point, you are just as competitive, if not more competitive than MP7 users with this build, because you can engage at more ranges, and you can do it just as well, even in the best case scenario. Yes, it messes with the recoil quite significantly, and it's going to take a little bit to get used to, but I promise you, this added benefit is so worth it. This time, we're scrapping the extended mags and throwing on the fast mags. Ultimately, with this build, we're going to be barrel stuffing our opponents, and well, we're just not going to have the time to deal with the extra reload time that comes from the extended mags, despite how nice the extra mag size is. So in this case, the fast mag is being equipped here for that blitzing 40% reload speed cut down, even if it does impact our ADS time. To completely counterbalance that, we are going to equip the quick draw grip here, which will also, as an added bonus, give us some more sprint to shoot speed, which is just going to improve the overall readiness of this weapon in CQC environments. And just to give us a bit more strafing speed and further improve that ADS speed, we're going to equip the small vertical grip. The hipfire gets absolutely destroyed here by equipping this, but realistically speaking, it's an LVOA-C. You shouldn't be hip-firing in the grand scheme of things here in the first place, so there's no real harm done here. But yeah, if you're someone who zooms around the map, just jumping from opponent to opponent and looking for the best possible time to kill on this weapon, this is it. Speccing completely into rate of fire gets you very quickly into the realms of SMGs in those close quarters environments, and that cannot be understated. It's quite poetic, let's just say, giving the MP7 users of this game the good old no you reverse card as you blast them with this kind of loadout on the LVOA-C. Trust me guys, give it a go. But folks, with all of that said, that wraps up today's video going over the LVOA-C assault rifle in XDefiant. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, a backhanding of the like button would go a long way to supporting the channel. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, guys. I'd love to welcome a bunch of you to the community. And further than that, check out our Twitch link in the description down below, or even our Discord channel, also linked down there too. But once again, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.